Hello, first grade economists and social scientists. It's me, Mr. B, and the purpose of this video is to outline today's important concepts, which are how people choose to spend their money and how they make plans to make sure that they spend their money wisely. Because in the real world, you cannot spend more than you make. So we have talked about how people earn money from their jobs. So they work either making goods or providing a service to others. And then they earn money for that job. Whatever that money is, that's how much you have to spend on your needs and your wants. So a big part of economics is considering or analyzing how people make those decisions. So to help us learn more about that, the first thing I hope that you will do, if you haven't done it yet, is to watch this short video. It's about budgeting and spending for kids. It's about 5 minutes long. It's from Moby, which is a learning video, which is really good. So please watch that video. Secondly, I'd like you to take out your social studies book and read page 264 and 265, which is all about how people choose what to buy, what they want more of and what they want less of. The big idea is that people must make choices about what they want. Very few people can have everything they want or need. And so you have to make choices. And when you make a choice to buy one thing, it means you're giving up the possibility of getting something else. So that's one of the harder things to learn in life. But the earlier that we learn to be organized and careful with our money, the easier our lives are going to be and the happier we're going to be. So one of the things that you're going to read about and see in the first video is you're going to learn about budgets. So I thought I would very briefly outline the process, the basic process by which people make budgets. And I bet you could talk to your mom and dad, and they would tell you they do something kind of like this. First of all, every person or family needs to make a list of what are their needs. The needs are the things they cannot live without. Most people, especially in Wisconsin, cannot live without a house or a place to live. So either a house or an apartment. That's one of the most important needs for anyone. Most people cannot live without a certain amount of food and water. In Wisconsin, we cannot live without clothes to keep us warm and protect us from the sun. In Wisconsin, we cannot live without heat in the winter, and really, as the weather gets warmer and warmer, air conditioning is also almost something you need to survive. Air conditioning or some way to cool yourself in the summer. And a car or some way to get to the places you have to go. So we call that transportation. Is something most people would have a hard time living without. Okay, so those are basic essential needs that everybody has to plan for. In addition, most of us have things we really want and that make our life more enjoyable, like television or videos. Those, you can live without those, but those are kind of a form of entertainment that make us very happy. And you could include in that going to the movies, renting movies, that type of visual entertainment. But if you don't have those things, you'll still live. Vacation. Everybody loves to go on a vacation somewhere. It's a lot of fun, but it's a want. If you can't go on a vacation somewhere, you'll still live. And you can still probably be happy, but maybe not quite as happy. Toys and games make kids happy, and grown-ups have their toys too. Things like boats or motorcycles or equipment that is entertaining to them. Those are toys and games. Even going to see like the Brewers or the Packers or the Bucks, that's game entertainment. Okay. Candy. It's enjoyable to eat. Sweets, enjoyable to eat. You can live without them. They're wants, not needs. Here's a really important one. We are Christians, and we are called to give up some of what we have to share with others, and that's called charity. So we can live without giving to others, but we wouldn't be being honest with God or Jesus if we did that. And other people may not be able to live if we don't give them some of our money or clothes or food. So charity is, I put it under wants, but it's more important than most of our wants. Things like, I didn't put it in here, but going out to eat, right? Going out to eat. That's partly for food, but you know what? It's also entertainment. So any kind of entertainment is a want, not a need. All right, so those are a few basic wants. So suppose, to keep the numbers simple, I wanted to kind of show you what a budget is typically like and the decisions that people have to make. So let's assume or imagine that you work either making a good or providing a service, and you get $100 a month. Good round number. Now in reality, the numbers that people have to work with are bigger than that. But the basic layout here is about what people have to figure out. So if you make $100 a month, you're going to have to spend about $30 or so of that for your house or apartment or condominium. So you started out with 100, spend that on your needs first, because you can't live without your needs. So you got to take care of your needs first. So the first need was housing. So you spend $30 on that. What's left? 100 minus 30, it's like 10 minus 3 is 7. 100 minus 30 is 70. So now you got $70 left to take care of the rest of your needs and maybe some of your wants. So the next need was food. Well, typically food is not quite as expensive as your house, but it's still one of the most expensive things we have to spend money on. So if a house is about $30 a month, I'd say food is about $20 a month. So $70 was left, minus 20. It's like 7 minus 2 is 5. 70 minus 20, $50. All right, so we got $100. We've spent half of it already just on our house and our food. We have another $50 left to spend on everything else. All right, our next need. Notice how we're doing all the needs first before we do any of the wants. The next need, clothes. So clothes would be about $10. So we had 50 left over. 50 minus 10 is like 5 minus 1 is 4. 50 minus 10, $40 left. Okay, our next need, Heat and air conditioning. That too would be about $10 a month. So we had 40 left, minus 10, it's 4 minus 1 is 3, 40 minus 10 is 30. So far we've taken care of our house, food, clothes, heat and air conditioning. We got 30 bucks left. And you can't spend more than that. Well, most people need a car or transportation. That also is usually around 10 bucks a month. Remember, that has to include like the cost of gasoline and money you spend at the mechanics or the garage to get your car, to keep it running well or to get it fixed. 10 bucks a month. You had $30, you spend 10 bucks on car. 30 minus 10 is like 3 minus 1. 3 minus 1 is 2. 30 minus 10 is 20. All right, so now we have $20 left over, and your choices are, which of these wants are you going to spend it on? You can't buy everything you want when you've only got $20 left. So, some things to think about. Most people take a vacation once or twice a year, so you don't have to pay for a vacation every month, but you're going to have to put money aside and save for it. You also want to save money for going to college someday, or for when if you get sick, or if you go, when you stop working and retire. So there's a certain amount that you need to save for the future. Part of that savings can be for your vacation and just for other things that might come up. So suppose you have $20 and you put $10 to saving for the future. And that can include going to college, education, doctor's bills, or when you retire. So now you have $10 left because 20 minus 10 is 10. You have to decide, do you want to spend that $10 on TVs and videos? Okay, we're going to say vacation is maybe part of savings. Or do you want to spend it on toys and games or candy? Going out to eat. Oh, and we really should do charity. So maybe, since we're good people, we have $10 left. We're going to take 5 of that for charity to help others. 10 minus 5 is 5. And we have $5 left. And we have to decide, are we spending it on TV, toys and games, candy, or going out to eat? Each person makes a different choice. You get to make your own choice when you grow up. But for most people, you're not going to have enough money to do everything you want. So maybe you do one thing one month and another thing another month. All right, so I hope that makes sense. Thank you for paying attention. So after you read in the book and learn about budgeting, then what you're going to do is have your mom and dad please print off this sheet. It is worksheet 2, and it's a sheet where we're going to ask you to think about what you would buy if you could earn the money. So the way this works is you're going to write your name and number at the top of the paper, and just think of one thing that you really would like to buy. So it says, one thing I would like to buy blank. Write down the name of what, or the word for what you would like to buy. Then draw a picture of you with that good or service. Label so that I can interpret and translate what your picture shows. Then, how will you get the money to buy this item? So you're going to write a sentence, a complete sentence with a capital at the beginning, an end mark at the end, a complete idea that tells what job you are going to do to earn money. Okay, so this is important to think about. What do you want to be when you grow up? Or what's something you might want to be? What would you do to earn money? And then you can use that money to buy the thing that you wrote up here and drew a picture about in here. When you're done, check it for completeness and neatness. Make sure you got labels complete sentence with capitals and end marks and a complete idea that makes sense. And then please ask somebody from home to send me a picture of this page. All right, thank you very much. Or as they say in Italy, grazie and addio.